Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dharma friends, when it comes to our day-to-day life, you have to remember this everything just thoughts. There's nothing else. And even in the depth that you recognize that whatever the thought arises, and itself it disappears. So we have a long history. And eons by eons, we come through this samsaric journey accumulating a lot of thoughts. That is called sanskara, mental formations. That all habitual patterns inside us. And not only that, we have our own collection, and also when you come to this human world, that when you have this very existence yourself, you are depending from a lot of things around you. So that's mean, so you have your own mental formations and collections. Also, you have to respond to this other entire universal mental formation collections. So that means your mind is a part of this entire world. The entire world history somehow affect for your life. So today, look that the computer invented somebody else, cell phone invented somebody else, electricity invented somebody else, and this all the food circle then invented different people. Then all the facility, it's invented different people. All the garment industry invented by different people. But just for a 24 hours day, look how many things you need to maintain your life. What is that mean? That's mean you depending from that things. This meaning deeply you depend your consciousness, your awareness, your mind, depending from that things. So in case that things change, it affect for you also. So as example, this millennials, when there is no Wi-Fi, they don't want to go to that place now. In the ancient time, it didn't happen like that way. So today the people is day by day becoming changed. Your children different than you. From where that difference come? That difference come from two ways. One is this worldly behavior, worldly nature. Another one is their own inner mental formations or whatever the thoughts pattern they accumulated. So it happened to us also. When you purify means you have to purify this both ways. You have to purify your own mental formations, and also you have to purify the outside this worldly mental formations. How you can do that? So the one thing is, you have to remember, you have to take the full responsibility to your thoughts. Even though you maintain these outside things, remember you are responsible for that. So you have to first recognize that. Don't try to separate that from you, because you are the world itself, you. And then when it comes to your own mental conditions, as example, anger, happiness, joy, sadness, worry, and sometimes you say you have anger, you have jealousy. Sometimes you recognize it's a part of you, and then you blame to outside, thinking it come as a result of the outside. But if you recognize itself, yourself, you are the one who having that quality itself, it will disappear. But if you think you are a separate person, this everything coming from outside and it happening to you, and there is no way you can rescue yourself from it. So as example, the greediness. And when you see some certain things, if you become greedy for that, maybe you think you are okay. You are a person not greedy, but when that whatever the ice cream or the cheesecake or the whatever you like, chocolate or whatever you like, when you see it, if you think that chocolate make you greedy, you are completely wrong. The chocolate or the ice cream or the cheesecake cannot do anything. But you are the one who can put a value on it. So the same way, if you are angry, jealousy, hatred, don't try to bring something or somebody to that and give responsibility. No, you have to recognize and you have to be honest yourself. You are angry person. If you have any jealousy, you have to recognize you are jealousy. That is where it's going to end. By the recognizing itself, you are jealousy, it's going to go away. But come to that recognition, you need certain clarity. Why? Because we have mental formation depending two ways, as I mentioned. One is our own mental formations, another one is this outside worldly conditions. So, but the most important thing is you are the one who experiencing this soul, and you have this all the qualities inside you. That's why you experiencing it. Because if you don't have any greed, hatred, or the jealousy from inside you, it doesn't matter whatever the outside worldly nature, it cannot bring any effect to you. So then remember yourself. Don't condition your mind. Don't separate your experience outside and inside. What you experience itself, it is you. So that's why even when we observe the sensation, so observer and the primary object, sensation. Some schools, some traditions still teaching it come from the ancient times. So the observer is nothing to do with the sensation. So the observer always going to be, the subject always going to be eternal. That is what called soul. And the object or the primary mental object that we get, it's separate from you. It's nothing to do with you. Now, what is in the Buddhism, what the Buddha mentioned, according to Buddha's teaching, and even when we observe ourselves, what we can recognize, this observer itself the result of this primary object. Because when there is no primary object, there is no observer. When there is no observer, there is no primary object. So this both interconnected. So that's why you have to slow down the gap, little by little, little by little, little by little. And then when you experience something, without separating yourself, that experience, if you take that experience as you in that very moment, that experience going to neutral. But look yourself. When you get angry, When you get sad, worry, unhappy, disappointed, always write down. You can do you don't need too many days. Just take 3 days. Write down. Do experiment. Why? Because once you recognize this, entire samsaric journey going to change. All the 100 books you don't need to read anymore. So just look and write down yourself and do experiment, self-experiment. What you have to do, whatever the sad, worry, unhappiness, disappointment, whatever come, look, there is an outside reason. There is an outside reason. You take that outside reason as a primary object and you forget the experiencer. And then it become bigger, 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 bigger. And then maybe you get disappointed with the entire world. And so, then yourself always remember to observe and recognizing without name or form, if you able to experience that, whatever, in that very moment, it's going to go away. Because once you put the name or form, and then it's going to come to something else. So as example, when you look at the tree, so if you don't use the name or the form, then you just see this tree. But once you putting the name or the form, maybe you're not going to recognize the tree. So, but we used to. That's why in conventional life, our mind depending from name and the form. Without name and the form, and we not going to be comfortable. But why the name and form give to us? Just to maintain the conventional life. That's why when you born, that's why you got the name. There is nothing else. And you have no idea who gave this name. Maybe a stranger came that day and your parents were talking about a name, and then he told or she told, oh, put this name. This is good. And then you got that name. It is not by your own choice, mostly. And even this whoever born in Sri Lanka, sometime here in America, sometimes Indian, Sri Lankan, other country people, they go online and the baby's name and they just select one. Maybe they don't know what is the meaning. And the form, look yourself, the form day by day, day by day, day by day, it changes. This all conventional. It is okay to accept it, but don't get version on it. Don't have a version in your mind, even yourself, even regarding others. But in day-to-day life, what is happening? We don't see the process. So always carry the newness inside you moment by moment. We like to see fullness, but we don't see the newness. So as example, when it comes to full moon, every month we see full moon. People so happy. But it is very few people know every month, every 28 days, full moon come, but before that full moon, before 14 days, there is a new moon. When there is new moon, there is no full moon to experience. The same thing in you. It is okay you look for fullness. It is okay you look for completion. But look where the beginning point. And keep the newness. And with that newness, when you go, your mind always becomes fresh and clear. That clarity you need to break down this mental formation we carry from samsara and the worldly formation we collect through in day-to-day life. So we are like a spider and create the web, and we are in the middle. The entire world is in our head. To come out of it, always keep the newness. And you are capable for that. Remember, there are a lot of that the brainwash and the dogmas and teachings and hierarchy and always telling you have to be like this, you have to be like this, like that. You always have to be a follower. You no need to be a follower. You are your own master. Remember that. You are your own creator. And you have a life yourself. You can maintain it. And you have everything within yourself. You are the masterpiece of this universe. Only thing is, just get out of the junk that you carry from your samsaric journey. Be completely new every day. Why? Because every day we collecting it with your husband, wife, children, friends, and family members. This is the most dangerous. Why? Because they are giving the memory. You collecting the memory with you. When you look at your husband or wife, how you look. When you look at your child, how you look. When you look at your parents, how you look. When you look at your partner, how you look. You look through your collected memory. Come out of it. Because that memory itself is the samsara. That is where you become unhappy, sad, worry, and so disappointed like that. And but still you think it is the other person. No, it is inside you. So then always remember, look for the newness. Maintain that newness. And don't get into comparison looking this outside. And that way you can come out of this, all the miseries that we keep rolling inside us. So with that, there's a story. There was a little girl in a close to the ocean in the top of a mountain. And there was a valley, and the other side of the mountain, there was a huge house. And every day that this little girl, see this house with the golden windows shining. When the sun rise, shining. When the sunset, shining. And she had a dream every day. The very first thing she does when she wake up, she was in a little house and it was so dusty, very old, ugly house. And according to her, she was so unhappy. And then she wake up, suddenly what she does, she ran out of the house and looked at far away in the top of the mountain, this golden window house. And she had a dream. One day I want to have like that house. That is the only thing she had. Sometimes she unhappy about parents, and sometimes she claiming about the lack of facilities. Why? Because she always dreaming that golden window house. She can see it far away, other side of the valley. So somehow she little by little became a young girl. And then one day she had the permission to ride bicycle. So she start to get into ride bicycle little by little, little by little. And then one day she decide to go to the other side of the valley and see this golden window house. And with the permission from her parents, early morning, she start to go. And she went somehow through the valley and she went to the other side and get into this place. And when she come closer, see, so it's not like kind of like the house, that golden windows. And it was very old place. and even know people that much. So somehow she came to the place, and then she saw it's a very old dusty house. And what happening from the the ocean, the dust come with the sand, and then it is stuck in the windows. So when the sun rise, far away it shining. So she thought it's golden windows. And then she got disappointed. And then what she did? She went around, and even no one in that house. She went around, and then from that place, she looked back her house on the downhill other side of the valley. And then she saw the golden windows, that whole house shining. It is just not the window. The whole that house shining. And that day she understood. She living with everything in a golden house. But far away looking, this just the golden window. And then she think, and she wanna go there, and she forget that everything whatever she had. So that is the conventional life. We have everything, but we don't see it. Maybe somewhere, if we see something little bit shining, and we become so crazy, we become so greedy, and chasing for that, chasing for that. That is the very nature of the conventional life. But when the day comes for you to understand this, and that is the day you're going to recognize that you have everything. And so in that everything, if you develop the contentment and become a happy person, and you will understand out of this all that whatever we have, maybe it come, it's just the dust. But still, in conventional life, we all like to have a happy, comfortable, beautiful life. Nothing wrong. Just have it. But remember, maybe it shine because of the dust. So with that, I bless upon everyone. By the power of the soul, good Patrice, may all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vivajjantu sabbarogo vinassatu mate bhavattantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava. Ittavata ca ammi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.